to another episode of Nightmare Stories of the Other Side, where we talk about paranormal encounters, experiences, and stories told by fellow investigators and enthusiasts. Tonight, I'm your host, Jada, and I'm joined by my co-host, Matthew. And tonight, we have the pleasure of hosting Alicia, Jesse, and Patty to talk about metaphysical and spiritual protection. So before we get started, would you guys like to tell us what protection means to you?
Who goes first?
Jesse, you spoke first. You're on the spot.
Hey, what protection means to me? Well, for spirituality, that has to do with like keeping a bubble up, I guess, if you want to put it that way. Or I do Reiki energy healing, so I always have to make sure that I have my protection from other people's energy, like clients' energy, that I need to be protected that way. For investigating, that's a little bit different as well. Black tourmaline or sage is another thing for that. So investigating is one way, spirituality is some kind of something different. I don't know. Just making sure no bad gets in me.
Right.
Right. Okay, I'll go next. Hi. For me, of course, it depends on what you're doing. If you're doing a seance or a gallery or investigation, when you want to really call in the spirits and communicate with them, versus when I'm going to the grocery store and I don't want to see somebody's dead grandma while I want to shop for groceries. I don't want to talk to somebody's. It's like the right protection at the right time. But the place that I am always the most picky about, yes, I create the bubbles. Yes, I work with energy healing and things, but it's that little spot at the back of the neck where the head and neck come together. So many people in the paranormal world aren't aware that that is the biggest portal on your body. We want this one open. We want that third eye open so we can see and sense and communicate. But the one right here where the head and neck, you want that closed, because you don't want it open to random to get in. Even if you're channeling, though, I don't just have it wide open, because you want to pick, okay, I'm opening up for this spirit or for that experience, not for everything. So that's the first place I go, whether I'm just with my fingers shutting it down or I'm using an oil or herb or just intent. That's the first place I go.
Okay, I guess I'm next.
Yep.
Mostly with like investigations or if I'm going to cleanse a house or just observe and see like what may, somebody may have issues with. I usually call upon Hecate to protect me and Lilith, and then I usually bring crystals. I do candles prior to anything. Mostly just crystals and candles is what I use in sage. Sage I always keep with me anywhere I go.
Right. Okay. So for my next question, do you guys believe that everyone should practice paranormal protection?
Absolutely. I believe they should. You don't want to have anything attached to you and bring it home to your family or an unexpected person.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this day and age, the veil is so thin now as we're moving into that age of Aquarius that everybody talks about. Paranormal stuff is going to just happen to regular folks who are not looking for it all the time. You hear more and more, this happened in my house. I felt something at 3 a.m. in my room and da. So I think they should definitely be aware of it, be protection. So, because it's the world's too crazy.
Yeah. Agree with you.
Yeah, I agree with them too. Like I encounter a lot of skeptics and they think, oh, because I don't believe in it, then nothing's gonna happen to me.
Right.
I mean, some people that might work for, some people might not. Like my fiance's, as he says, a skeptic, but he's lives with me and he's brought shit home. So I have stuff like on the doorways and everything like that. And if I feel like he brought something home, I'm like, I'm saging you.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he's not gonna wear a black tourmaline or keep it in his pocket or anything like that. That's not the personality that, he doesn't have that personality. He doesn't wear jewelry or keep crystals in his pocket. So I have like witch bells on the doorway or can't think of the word, selenite, stuff like that, as a preventative measure for my skeptic fiance that lives with me.
You should just tuck one in his pocket every day and he won't even notice.
whenever we go anywhere, I'm like, you're putting this in your pocket. Like if we go like to a cemetery or something, or whenever he investigates with me, I'm like, you're putting this in your pocket.
Well, yeah, it's like, what was it, a couple months ago? It's like I went and, got a little tourmaline, keep it in my pocket all the time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know I told you to do that.
Well, it goes with me every day.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
All
the best
right.
one.
I have an energy question for you guys. Do you believe that somebody can like unintentionally invite or kind of derive negative energy into their life?
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
100% agree that they could not intentionally do it.
Not intentionally, but even your mood, even your way of being, if all of a sudden everything's negative and you're cranky and you're not liking your life and you're not liking your job, you're going to start drawing in low vibration stuff. Low vibration is thing. And then especially, I'm not being judgmental on anything, but if there's much alcohol or drugs involved, that's going to let in dark stuff.
Oh yeah.
It just really it is. So you're not that you're going, oh, bad spirits get onto me. It's like,
Yeah.
Oh, your
Okay.
way of being, like your how you think, how you act, even the people that are around you. If you have nothing but negative people around you, you're gonna attract stuff, whether you mean to or not.
Right.
And I agree with Patty as well with alcohol, drugs, and all of that stuff. I mean, they call it spirits for a reason.
Mhm.
It's, in my opinion, it kind of opens a door for things that, whether it be good or bad, to I don't want to say enter you, but kind of give it permission because you're not really fully there mentally. So
Yeah.
things can attach very easily to anybody that's inebriated.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. So, what do you think as you're kind of inching in towards inviting negative energy into your life? What do you think that the like first warning signs that you need protection are?
Hmm.
Changing changing your mood is one thing. Again, if there's no reason, all of a sudden you're tired, you're cranky, you're feeling uninspired, or and you don't really know why, or things are going bad around you. That's to me the first thing. Feel your body. We need to be aware of how our body feels, our thoughts, our mind, our emotions, and everybody's going around like sleep at the wheel, phoned in, automatic pilot, by rote, like little zombies. Just don't be a zombie. Be aware, like, wow, something's off.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with that. Like, I guess the first inclination that something might be attached to you is your mood. Like, if everything is making you mad, or if you're just really, really depressed and you don't know why, then that's like my first inclination. Like, okay, something's not right. Like, my fiance, some every now and then he'll be like, "Hey, babe, when was the last time you saged?" And I'll be like, "Why?" I don't know. I don't feel right. Okay, if you're telling me you don't feel right, then I'm gonna sage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I want to shift over to some like investigation protection. So, just kind of acclimatizing us into this, what do you think that the most common mistakes people make are before they go into a location?
Ooh.
A lot of the times when I help host investigations, um, some people like to mock the spirits. They like to tease them. And, guilty as charged, I used to poke the bear to try to get results,
Yeah.
and I had a horrible, horrible experience. So I try to let them know and educate them. Like, because a lot of the time, sometimes people who go do investigations, they're amateurs and they're not really knowing what to do right and
Hmm.
wrong, and they're just aggravating the spirits. And that's a big like no. I try to tell anybody who participates, don't poke the bear, don't tease them, don't, hey, I'm in your space. I tend to say that a lot, just because it's like, yeah, that is their space and that's where their eternal soul is, and you're in their bubble pretty much, so why don't you respect it? If you want somebody to respect you, you respect them.
Yeah.
Respect is my word. It's the only time things have ever, it's everybody wants to be respected, whether they're dead or whether they're alive or
True.
whether they're a spirit. And the times that anybody's really got in trouble, or I've gotten really trouble, it's when somebody came in with lack of respect. Somebody can get hurt. Somebody
Yeah.
can get. I've had people that my burst into flames was because somebody respect. Fracturing my tailbone was lack of respect. All these little things. So that's rule one. You could be a little skeptic. That's fine. You could be funny. Spirits like funny, but like you said, the poking the bear and the lack of respect is going to get you every time.
Yeah. Okay, great
Yeah.
answers.
Yep.
So, on terms of not going in protected and poking the bear, what protection methods do you guys use before going in?
I guess I'll go first. So what I've been doing recently is setting intentions before I go into a location. I put up my own little protective bubble, and nothing that means me any harm can come through my bubble. And my intentions are to see physically or through my third eye, hear physically or in my mind's eye, and I want to communicate. And then nothing's allowed to touch me physically or enter my body at all. And then since, oh gosh, Patty, when was that? When we were with Diet, you told me about the chakra in the back of your neck. I make sure I have that closed. So I envision that being closed, nothing entering my body. And then I also, depending on where I'm at, I have black tourmaline or obsidian, because I've been noticing if I'm wearing one of those, I don't really get anything. And then I take it off and then I start getting stuff. So it kind of depends on where I'm at and if I'm comfortable enough doing that. And then I do bring sage with me, Palo Santo, and black salt. There's been times where I've had to rub my feet in black salt afterwards because I can feel something like sucking my energy out of me. And I'm like, okay, that's it. You need to back off. And if they don't, then I rub my feet in black salt and I can feel it kind of lift.
Did
So
you
that's
do
what
that
I've been
after
doing.
Waverly, if I remember? Okay,
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
after Waverly, because Steve actually asked me for that too. And you'll know this, Alicia, Hockomock Swamp. We went out there. That was where my fiance had his quote first paranormal experience with some puck wedgies, and I was rubbing my feet in black salt. He's like, "Give me some of that."
Yeah, they're not fun to deal with.
Yeah.
For me, I'm a black tourmaline girl as well. Most definitely, that is my go-to stone for stuff like that.
Yep.
I set intention just like you. What's allowed, what's not allowed. I think intention is everything. I set boundaries. And kind of then go from there. We've got our bubbles, we've got our clothes, we got all that, and then just go for it. Yeah.
So, Jesse,
Yeah.
you had just mentioned that whenever you would put on the tourmaline, that the activity would lower, but then whenever you would take it off, it would amplify. Do you guys believe that certain forms of protection will repress energy from kind of bursting and presenting more?
I will answer that one. And it's funny because all the talk of sage tonight, I will not bring sage on an investigation or a seance or a thing. To me, it's like, go away, go away. Where'd you go? Come back here. Go away, go. It's like, go away, come back, go away. It feels like very, I am a Palo Santo girl, definitively, because to me, it gives you the protection, gets rid of the negative, but not everything. Sage to me sometimes is too harsh depending on what you're doing.
Yeah.
But everybody's going to react differently to it. That's just me.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for answering that for me. Do you prepare differently for more like notoriously haunted locations opposed to just someone's house?
I do, absolutely.
Okay.
If I'm going to like I did go to Waverly last year in August, I basically prepared myself like the days prior to going. Because I just want to make sure I know how much death was there, and I know it's all the sadness, and I didn't want to bring anything back home with me and my children. So I prepared myself about 3 to 4 days prior to going to Waverly. But if I'm going to someone's house, I just do something light. And then when I get there, if it feels like something's very heavy, I will prepare myself a little more. So I have like a little to-go box for protection. There was one house I went to in Bellingham, and the husband and wife, they were practicing without even knowing anything.
Yeah.
And their neighbor was actually the one that was putting ill will against them. And she did not like that I was there. And you can just see the black aura over her. And you can tell that she was very mad that I was there. So her energy rubbed off on me, and I put my guard up. But I always prepare myself differently no matter what. Like there's a historical house here in my hometown that I help do the tours at. Very calming. I feel like I just go before I go. I say I came with nothing. I leave with nothing. I have nothing but the utmost respect for you and your space, and that's all I do. I don't bring any crystals. I don't bring. And Patty, going back to the sage, that actually makes me think, oh yeah, maybe that's why I didn't get any communication because I used sage. So now I know. The more you know. But I absolutely prepare differently for each investigation or like a seance or anything like that, or try to communicate with different areas, or even if I go walk around a graveyard or a cemetery, I'll just go with all the respect, and I have selenite, black tourmaline, and tiger's eye with me. So I like to prepare myself differently. But again, like I went to the Conjuring House a few times,
Oh wow.
and I was actually pregnant with this one when I went for the first time. And I had a bunch of crystals, and the house actually took the crystals from me, so I left them there.
Oh my
And
gosh.
yeah, that was crazy. I went to the SKPS mansion. I felt like the energy there, like prior going there and looking at the pictures, I'm like, oh, this seems fine. It doesn't seem anything. So I didn't prepare myself as I would have if I went to like the Conjuring House or Waverly, and I was actually scratched. I didn't protect myself
Oh.
good enough in the house, but the spirit apologized. We got
That is good.
AVP. Yeah,
There's kind of a gentleman there, SK Pierce Mansion. I went there with Sam and Colby not too long ago.
yeah.
And it was what we got in the basement was dark. There was like, oh, this is okay, this is okay, this isn't okay.
Yeah.
And again, same thing at the Conjuring House. My issue though, I like you have a little like first aid kit, whatever you're
Yep,
gonna need,
same.
because
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going most of the time. With me being this public persona, whether I'm Ghost Adventures or Elton and Matt, the overnight guys or thing, I don't know where I'm going. I do not know where I'm going at all. I'm literally blindfolded. I'm literally whatever. So I don't know if usually you're going to someplace pretty dark because they don't pick the fun spirits as
Right.
always.
No.
Right.
We're going, not where's that fun hotel where the ghosts are hanging from the chandelier having a good time because they got
Yeah. Yeah, I
so
call
but
it
I
my
do
empath protection kit. I've been doing that for a few years now, and I've got everything in there, and I always bring it with wherever I go, just in case, because you never know.
you never know.
Nope.
Yeah. So have you guys ever canceled an investigation because it fell off? Or Patty, like you said, you go to most places blindfolded. Have you ever got to somewhere and it didn't feel right and you're like, no, I'm going back. I'm going back home.
No, I like to
Nope.
get scared. No, and
Okay.
I mean, if I'm afraid to do it, and I've trained my whole life, studied my whole life, experienced, educated, all of that. So no, and again, and I like to get challenged. I like to get scared. No, I've been to some real dark places. Literally, the Cecil Hotel is the darkest place I've ever been, but I would go back in a hot second.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. What protective items do you carry with you? Because I know that we've mentioned crystals, but is there anything like personal to you guys that you like to take?
I did it.
Hi, baby. Mine is a sigil. Like here's it's a
Uh-huh.
it's a
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a rune, it's a helm of awe, it's a Vikings, it's this little 8-sided cross. I don't know if you could see it here. I should have a non-shining.
Okay, there we
Yeah,
go.
you can see a little bit.
There we
You
go.
see it a little bit. This to me, I literally put this on a post-it under my welcome mat at my house, and it keeps out bad spirits and burglars. It's sacred
Oh,
geometry. The eighth, I put a picture of it on my phone, and I stopped losing my phone and breaking my thing. It's called a helm. It's got a long name, but helm of awe, AWE, is the most protective sigil or symbol that anything scary, I always have it.
okay. That's so awesome. Does anyone else?
I usually wear anything with the witch's knot on it. Like
Okay.
I have a ring, a necklace, earrings, and sometimes I'll draw it on the inside of my wrist just to have it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, do you think that provoking spirits under any circumstances is ever a good idea?
No,
No.
absolutely not. No.
No. Okay. So, what should an investigator do immediately after experiencing something negative?
I think they should let them know what their intention was and try to clear themselves. Um, I mean, from a personal experience of a very negative attack from a spirit, I had no idea what happened, and I set my mind and my I cleared myself to say this is not how it was supposed to be, and I apologized. Granted, because I felt like I was the one that brought that attack onto myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I apologized for any mishap I may have caused, and I let them know my intentions was not to be, uh, lack of a better word, a bitch. So if somebody were to have a bad experience like that, just ground themselves, make sure that they clear themselves of anything, and try to keep good intentions in your heart and in your mind.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
It's doing things to change your mood, to get back, to get the high vibration, get the positive back. And my biggest thing, like if you get in really way over your head, something like, oh, I don't know what to do here. This is way more than I expected. The answer, and you've got your crystal, you've got your this, you got your, the thing to do is laugh. Laugh. Because number one, to many reasons. Number one, it takes it off guard, whatever that is. If it's a sentient, ha ha ha. Number two, it's your breath coming out. Ha ha. Your breath is your life force. It's your pneuma. The moisture in your breath is your free will. You're doing vows. Ha ha ha. It's going to clear your head. It's going to give you a moment. Okay, now I can get out of here or do whatever
Yeah.
I'm going to do. So when all else fails, just laugh. Even if it's a worse fake laugh, it'll turn into a real laugh because you look so ridiculous. And it literally buys you time and buys you energy.
Okay. Cool.
Interesting. I didn't really think about that. I was gonna say, like, I guess it depends on what it is. Like,
Mhm.
I had a very evil, if you want to put it that way, attachment a very long time ago. And the only reason I found all of that out was because of my coming out of the paranormal closet a few years ago. I've put all the pieces together. Um, so that, I guess you could say, like, is a little bit different than like going into an investigation, coming across somebody that's very angry. And then I actually had an elemental from Broadhead Manor. Bill calls it smudge, but it does not like mediums or empaths or psychics or anything. So it kind of didn't really like me. I started getting really, really sick to my stomach and my head hurt. I just felt like I was sweating. My pulse was very high. And we were trying to I was like, okay, like, I'm not sure what's going on because I wasn't rude or, disrespectful or anything. But
Yeah.
Bill's like, that's just smudge. She doesn't like psychics. So I was like, I don't think I did anything to disrespect you. I'm not sure what's going on, but could you please, lessen your grip a little bit? I can't function. And that wasn't happening. So I literally just like left. I walked outside, rubbed my feet in some black salt and was like, okay, I'm going to leave now. Because no
Yeah.
matter what I did, the feeling wasn't going away. So I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna leave now.
How seriously do you think that you need to take, because sometimes they just say it to scare us, but other times they're being serious. So how serious do you think that we should take a spirit whenever they tell you to get out or leave somewhere?
That's a funny question because they're always like, get out.
Mhm.
Why? I just
Yeah.
got here.
Yeah.
And sometimes
Yeah.
it's like, maybe they think they're supposed to say that just because we always say all the same silly things that we
Yeah.
always say. Who are you when you die? Stuff that's like, you can
Yeah.
do better than that. Maybe they're supposed, oh wait, I'm supposed to say get out now. Because sometimes it's like,
Oh,
it's
okay, yeah.
ridiculous. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
just
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense than just taking it seriously and running how they want us to.
Yeah, no, I think like I would be like, okay, well, why? Like, why do you feel I should get out? Like, what's the matter? Like, I would try to figure out why they're telling me to get out in a respectful manner, not just be like, oh, okay, bye, like try and figure it out, because maybe they're just crabby and they don't want to talk right now. We don't know.
Come on, we drove 8 hours to get here. Why do you want us to leave? Stop.
Right.
Interpretation's another big thing, because we were at White Hill Mansion and we kept getting leaving on like the spirit box. So we were like, oh, okay, let's pull her out of Estes. Let's like leave. And we had walked over to the window and there was a car pulling out of the driveway. And we assumed that that was just the spirits telling us that someone was leaving the property instead of telling us directly to leave. They can be really funny sometimes. So now I want to move on to spiritual cleansing. So how often do you think that someone should cleanse themselves spiritually?
Ooh, I guess it depends on what you do. Like,
Mhm.
if you investigate like every single day, then you should probably cleanse yourself every single day. If you're around a lot of, so I worked in mental health in a criminally insane institution, and I cleansed myself almost every day because I was around a lot
Mhm.
of negative, like nasty type of energy all the time, and it would like drag me down. So I cleansed myself like almost every single day.
Wow. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it depends on, I mean, if you're rolling in the mud and the dirt every day, you need to clean off every day. If you haven't gotten dirty all day, you're okay. But
Yeah. Okay. So what methods of cleansing have you found to be the most, like, work the best?
To each
well,
their own.
if you're at home, literally will do it energetically in a shower, get some salt, do a shower, do a white bath with salt, I will do a white bath often, salt for cleansing, sugar for sweetness, milk to nurture back if you need to get your mood back, something like that. Florida water, all sorts of things. If you're on the run, it's whatever you can. Get out in nature at very least. Get on the grass, get on the dirt. Connect to that tree.
Yeah. Okay.
Sludge is needed. That's where the sage can come in.
Okay. All right. So what role does intention play whenever you're spiritually cleansing yourself?
Everything.
Yeah, intention is one of the most important things, because I mean, if you're not fully intending, like if you're distracted, then you might not be fully cleansing yourself. You have to actually have the full intention and be in it like 100% to have that fully cleansed. Otherwise, you might have a little bit still stuck on you.
Yeah.
I think with everything in life, intention is everything.
Yeah.
Paranormal or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like also like a few months ago, like when we saged the house for the first time, and what you told us to say, Patty, I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but it's just like, clear your head, put all other thoughts out there, just focus on what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's that laser beam focus of energy.
Yeah.
Is what it creates everything, whether you're manifesting, whether you're spell casting, whether you're living your day-to-day life.
Yeah. So in terms of haunted locations, most places, notorious places, become haunted due to their negative energy. So do you believe that over time houses can absorb the energy that is produced within it?
Yes, I believe it can. Absolutely.
Okay. How do you think, or what signs do you think a house may show that it needs to be spiritually cleansed?
It's very heavy. Like you can just feel it. Like as soon as you even pulling up the property. Let's say I've never been to the Hinsdale house, but a couple of my friends have, and they've told me as soon as they're pulling into the driveway, you can just feel it. It pulls you towards it, because it's like it wants to feed off of your energy. So I feel like honestly, it's like as soon as you get there, you can sense the area and everything.
Yeah. All right. Do you think that people can accidentally make situations worse while they're cleansing themselves?
I don't know.
I feel like yes. Going back to what you guys said, if you don't have a clear mind or if your intention isn't fully strictly on cleansing and you get distracted, you can definitely like something little can come in and just mess it all up.
Yeah. Okay. I want to move on to something a little bit more like religious and spiritual. So, how do like religion and paranormal most of the times intersect?
Well, to me, it's how your religion or your spirituality or what I want to believe that that's your roadmap. That's how you navigate.
Okay.
That's how you navigate your protection. That's how you navigate if you're working with God or Jesus or aliens or Buddha or dragons or whatever you're working with. Because I do think that literally paranormal is the new religion for people who don't want religion. because, because people, the world is scary. We know that. The world has always been scary, but the world is scary now with 24/7 bombardment with everything. You walk into everything. So it's scary in our face. Traditionally, when times are scary, people would go back to their religion, go back. I'm going back to church. We're going to get blown up. I don't want to get blown up tomorrow. I'm going to temple. That's not working for everybody. It's like, when I'm a Baptist and I'm gay, it doesn't work. So that's why the rise of witchcraft, largest growing religions in America, or New Age stuff, or just spirituality in general without the religion. But there is still that group of people. I don't want woo-woo. I don't want witch. I don't want spirituality. I don't want religion. I'm just scared if we get blown up tomorrow by China or the Russians or the aliens or whatever, I want to know I'm going to be okay. Let's go on a paranormal investigation. Let's go on. So then they go to the ghost hunt and this is real. And so it's like, okay, I'm going to be okay. I get to be a ghost or whatever. Then oftentimes I think they will backdoor into a belief system, a spirituality or religion that will help serve them. Because again, it's to navigate.
All right.
Interesting.
That's cool. I never thought of it that way. So with that being said, do people need to be religious to practice spirituality? Sorry, I don't know. I just cut myself off.
No, I think you could talk in whatever. To me, your belief system is a template. Like you put it on top, like I use a cute template. So you could talk in complete science terms without any religion. And now with all the technology, you can talk in complete Hertz and this science terms. You could get real academic with your wording. You can get real Christian with your wording. You can get real witchy with your wording. That's just the template.
Okay. So what role does prayer and faith hold in spirituality?
That's more of an intention thing, I think, too. Because like one thing I had a conversation with my friend Larry. Like if you say like there's an area that's haunted and it's haunted by like a jinn. That's like more of the Indian, like India, I believe. And if you're going at it with Saint Michael, the archangel, like that's not those two don't really compute, I don't think. But then again, if you think about it, like if it's intention based, if your intention is to protect yourself from said whatever that is, then that might actually work. Like that's I don't know, it's an interesting theory that him and we've talked about a few different times, but I believe that it is more of an intention based thing. I do have a Saint Benedict and a Saint Michael the Archangel medals that I bring with me. I'm starting to kind of believe in that a little bit more because I grew up Catholic, and as a lot of people that grew up Catholic, they're like, yeah, no, I stay away from that now.
Right.
But I'm becoming a little bit more open to it. Same with like Jesus and everything. I don't know. It's an interesting road to go down, but I don't know. I think intention has to deal with a lot of whether your prayers or how you say things work against other like negative energies, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. It is the intention behind your prayer, because it might be like, in the name of Jesus. Who's Jesus? It's like there's some spirit, and they are like, they're a Hindu, or it's like, well, but in the name of light, in the name of high vibration or goodness or whatever you want to give, love. Again, that's just part of the template. So I agree with you completely on that.
Okay. All right. So, Jesse, thank you for actually bringing up St. Michael because my next question is, do you guys believe that archangels and guardian angels are real? And if so, what role do they play in assisting protection?
I truly believe they're real. Um,
Mm-hmm.
why I believe they're real is I I have a certain like I have a sensitive eye to certain things, and I feel like when I look at a person, I can see there's like an angelic light around them, but it's a person, it's another
Yeah.
person behind them. So when I tell people this, they look at me and they're like, "Okay, you're an idiot." And I'll describe the person I'm seeing, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, that's my father, that's my mother, that's my grandmother." And I believe those people are their guardian angels, whether it's from a past life or it's from this life. Because there have been times where I'm describing a person because I can't hear them. They don't talk to me. I just see
Yeah.
them there, and I describe a person, they'll be like, "Oh, I have no idea who that is." And then the next person would be like, "Oh my God, that's my great aunt that watched me grow up and she just passed away." And then
Yep.
they'll ask the question, "Okay, if they're my guardian angel, but she was with me during life, why is she my guardian angel now?" It's like, well,
Mhm.
she's still protecting you. You had
Mm-hmm.
somebody prior to her being there. So now it's her duty to come and protect you now that she has gone into the spirit world.
Yep.
And I do like telling people like, do you believe in guardian angels? And they'll sometimes they're like, yeah, Saint Michael, Saint Mary, and all that, whatever it is. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's what you believe in, but do you believe that it could be a person that was in your life prior to them moving on? Oh, no, no, I don't think so. Because I can see, like, I'll see it, and I can see sometimes multiple people. There was one person at an event that I helped host. She had three people attached to her that had all this angelic light, and I can feel that they were there to guide her and to protect her. And when I named them, well, not named them, when I described them to her, one was her sister that passed away in childhood. One was her brother that was killed, and the other one was her grandfather. And she just sat there and looked at me like I had five heads and was like, "How do you know?" She's like, "Do you know who I am? Did you find me on Facebook?" I'm like, "I don't know who you are. Like, I don't, I just met you tonight, and they're telling me I need to tell you that they're here for you." And she
Mm-hmm.
started crying. And I was like, "I wasn't trying to make you cry." And she's like, "No, this is happy because I want to make sure that they know how much I love them." And
Mhm.
I'm like, "Well, they do. They do. They're there. They're with you every single day." So
Right. I think there's a deal. I think you're 100% right. But in my experience, we have our guardian angels, which can be our
Mm-hmm.
ancestors and loved ones. We have archangels, which are a
Yep.
different vibrational thing. If we're getting into archangel, that's that highest vibration. I think we have lots of kind of spirit guides. We have our animal guides, we have our ancestor guides, we have our inner band guide, which is kind of like our guardian angel, birth to death. We have our outer band guide, which is just there when you need us. Oh, there's a car accident, something came in, and whatever. We have our elemental guides along the way. I think they come and go as needed, and some are there all the time. I
Yeah.
am not I believe in them. I think they're real. I am more of a guardian angel than an archangel girl because I just wasn't raised with that Judeo-Christian angel-y kind of a thing. So I think they're real, but they're just not my go-to. I'm going to go to a dragon first, or guardian angels, or elementals. I'm elemental. Give me a good gnome, you know.
Yeah. No, I agree with that too. Like my dad passed when I was 10 and I know for a fact that he watches over me. Like I was telling Patty and Matt, I just got T-boned not this like a week ago. And on the dash cam footage, you can see I was going like 46 and then just out of nowhere, I just happened to slow down to about 37. And if I wouldn't have done that, I would have gotten very, very hurt. So what made me slow down? I
Right.
don't know, but something did. And I recently, Diet actually gave me a reading. Well, she was doing a gallery, and my cousin came through, who I haven't thought about in a long time. She passed in 2020. I'll just say accidentally. And everything Diet was saying, I was like, "Oh my God, I think this is my cousin." And sure enough, it was because there were certain things that were said that only she would know. So I
Mhm.
found out my cousin's one of my guardian angels, but I also do
Mhm.
believe that there are archangels, but again, higher frequency, different vibration. And I know Chris Fleming calls upon them a lot to help with cleansing or to bring lost souls back home, if you want to put it that way. So I think they're more archangels are more for more powerful things, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now I want to move on to understanding negative energy a little bit more. So, as having enhanced abilities, the three of you, how are you able to distinguish misunderstood spirits from just negative spirits?
It's intuition. It's that gut. If something feels a little off, something's probably a little off. If something feels coded in something, or a weird term, I've never used it, coded in something, I think that is where you really have to develop your own intuition, or whatever you want to call it. Because we do know that there's something a little wiggy here, or there's not something wiggy here.
Absolutely. It's all intuition. I actually did an investigation at a Masonic temple, and
Ooh.
being a woman of Hispanic background and being a woman, I didn't feel welcomed. I felt that energy that they were like, I was not like, and I haven't gone back. I did that one time, and they still do investigations there. But and there was another woman there who was of African descent, and she said she felt, sorry about my child, that she felt the same way. She's like, you can tell there's an energy here that does not want us here, and it's all intention, it's all intentional, it's all in there. Like you feel it. It's deep in your heart, like you know when you're not welcomed, you know when they have ill will towards you. That's all I can say, because that like I said, I never went back to the Masonic temple, but I did visit the I don't know, what do they call it? Like the head honcho, the Grand Master, whatever. I visited his grave, and it's a big tomb, and it's the only tomb at the cemetery that he's buried at. And I went there to pay my respects, and I heard a bang and then a man go, oh. So I was like, okay. So now I'm provoking. Now I'm pushing the buttons when I wasn't intentionally trying to. I was trying to make peace with it. But it's all intentional. It's all there. Like you can just feel it. It's all the energy.
Yeah. No, I agree with that too. Like when I went to Waverly with Matt last year, if you don't know your gifts very well, you would think that there was, quote, a demon there. So like on the fourth floor, I walked onto the fourth floor and I literally could not stop crying. Like I knew it wasn't my emotions, and just like the pit in my stomach, like something's very off there, but you have to kind of dig through it and figure out what it is and like what the energy is, because I have been in contact with I don't really want to say demonic spirits, but I mean you can go there, because I hate that word, but I've been in premises of something very, very non-human, very malevolent before, and it gives off a different frequency, a different vibe, if you want to put it that way. And then people spirits, like it's not as, I don't know, the best word is like it doesn't ping as high. I don't know, it's hard to describe. Like when I'm around human spirits that are just really nasty people, you can just like, okay, you're just not a good person, and you can feel that. But if it's something that was never human, you definitely can feel that it's more powerful, more potent, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, in terms of location specifically, do you think that certain houses or buildings are more prone to negative energy than others?
Yeah.
I do, because the land
Yes.
beneath them. Besides the fact of the history of everything, and of course what went on in the house or the building, it was an insane asylum, or it was a beautiful thing. But the land beneath it, so much land. I mean, how much of this country is, everybody goes to the Native American burial ground, but a lot of it was. And we have not respected our land good enough. Or if there's water under it, or water nearby, all these different conduits. Or when you're at an old Western, like I'm on the West Coast, we have Virginia City and Nevada City and Vulture City. If there's a Butte, Montana, if there's all these crystals in the ground, or copper mines or silver mines or gold mines, that's it's going to make everything stronger. It's like a battery.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. All right. So, are there any behaviors that you commonly encounter that you think amplify the negative energy?
Yeah, like if somebody's a really shitty person. I mean, but also that goes with the fact of there's times where people are like they'll move into a house and they're a certain way, and then it's like what happened on that land and that property kind of turns that person into, like, if you want to say a murderer, like they were not that way, and then they move into this
Mhm.
house that all of this stuff might have happened at or happened on, like maybe there were hangings there or something else happened there, then that person kind of gets turned into a murderer or a bad
Yeah.
person. So does that make sense? Like I'm
Yeah,
trying to word it right.
totally. Yeah. So, kind of along the same lines with like kind of channeling certain energy, do you think that the how do I say this? Do you think that the fear that you encounter, do you think that first of all it gives them power, but also amplifies that energy to become something more?
I do. Fear is really strong vibration. If it is a dark or low vibration energy, they want you to get scared and they want you to get angry. So that's the two things you actually should try to avoid it with the dark spirits, because they want to feed off that anger. They want to feed off that fear. Fear could freeze you in, plus fear could freeze you in your tracks, drain your energy, make you not live the life you want to live, not make that fun.
Mhm.
I changed my idea about fear, not even in the spirit world, but get excited. Fear is also the best motivator out there. We obviously like fear. We're paranormal people. We want to, it's like ride that roller coaster. I'm so scared and I can't wait to do it. When you change your idea about fear like that, it makes everything, I'm so scared, but I'm going to have that deep, important phone call with, my boss. And when you embrace the fear as like this motivator, it's really good. But it really can mess up a dark, or low vibration,
Okay.
whatever you're dealing with.
All right. What So you guys clearly being very experienced, what do you think someone should do if they believe that they have an attachment, whether it's negative or just something that they don't feel like carrying around?
That's actually kind of my specialty because I had one.
Ooh.
Well, it kind of depends on the situation and the intention. Um, some people are gifted and they don't realize it, and it could just be a nasty spirit that is draining their energy, and it will kind of torment them to keep them afraid and keep them, I guess you could say, how it wants them, because then the person won't get rid of it. That's kind of what
Yeah.
happened to me. So the first thing people should do is try and figure out where it came from and how, I guess you could say, it came about. Like this one girl that I helped a couple weekends ago, she went to a cemetery and was just there. She's like 15 years old, just walking around a cemetery, and then she just started feeling off afterwards, like kind of getting more depressed, more angry, and this thing would like blow and whisper in her ear all the time. Like I even watched her hair move, and she was like doing this, and I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, it keeps blowing on my hair and blowing in my ear, and I saw it happen. And I was like, well, you need to start being very like no, you need to tell it, no, you need to leave me alone, and start with that and go from there. This is your body, your spirit, you are in control of it. It is not. So you need to have that boundary and start creating that boundary.
Mhm.
And if it doesn't go away, then that's when you start kind of going like more towards crystals or palo santo or sage. Try doing it that way. So it just kind of depends on how bad, I guess you want to say, the attachment is, and how
Yeah.
where it came from. Because I mean, if deep down you don't really want it to leave, it's not gonna leave.
Yeah.
You need to know, and you need to like make sure that it knows that you do not want it with you anymore, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, do you think that, because you said that you could see it blowing on her, and like not just physically, it can impact like scratches, bite marks, but do you think that negative energy can impact someone's physical health?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
100%.
In which ways?
Well, for me, it would make like I would get sick all the time. Like every month there was some type of sinus infection or chest infection or something. And like back then I just thought it was because, I was just quote a sickly person. Well, after the attachment was gone, guess what? I'm fine. So why it does that or how, I have no idea, but it can impact people physically. I think it just depends on the attachment and the person and everything. So just like everything is different, intention is everything. And um I've seen people that have, like, I guess you could say, kind of withered away, like they didn't have an appetite because of the attachment, so they weren't eating. So therefore, what happens to your body when you don't eat or if you don't drink? You start kind of getting more and more sick.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, there's a lot of different things with that, I guess.
All right.
It's going to go to the weakest part first. The weakest, like it's like having a bad immune system. Somebody doesn't have a good
Yeah.
immune system, you don't fight off the colds and things. So it uses your energy to fight off the stuff.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, kind of closing out with the negative energy talk, what are some or not positive, common misconceptions about demonic hauntings?
I think that I certainly believe in demons and I certainly believe in demonic hauntings, but I think 90 whatever percent of what people think are demonic are not. They're just that cranky ass, low vibration, stupid, evil other spirit. Because with a real demon, you're not going to question it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Jesse, did you have something on that one?
No, pretty much like what Patty said. Like,
Okay.
most of the time it's not the big D word, and that's one thing that drives me nuts, especially with all the YouTube people, is they go running in like, oh my god, it's a demon. It's like, no, it's not. Like, please stop.
Yeah.
You will 100% know if it is.
Okay. Yeah, it's like a lot of people, it's first of all clickbait, and then they just want something bad to happen because if they kind of manifest it, if they're like, oh, it's a demon, it's not good, then they're kind of manifesting something to potentially come out and be negative just so they can say, oh yeah, we were here and I got thrown,
Yep.
Right. I got 3 scratches. Was a demon?
Yeah.
No, it was a cat. It was a damn cat spirit that scratched. It's like,
yeah. Yeah, I think that people lose perception of everything else can die. Everything, no, more than humans have spirits, So they kind of rule out, oh, it could have been an animal. Oh, I could have leaned against this bar that has rusted paint, not paint, like chipped paint on it, and that could have scratched me. They just kind of throw logic out the window. So I want to talk about everyday protection because I feel like some people believe that you just have to protect yourself when you're going to a haunted location, not just going out into the world and then they wonder why they're so drained. So I want just kind of a broad question. I want to know, how can people protect themselves in their everyday life?
well, I'm a big bubble person. We were talking about that. I like a mirrored bubble because, picture this beautiful mirror bubble, because to me, everybody in this business is probably a little bit empathic, or they wouldn't even be in this world. If you could make it in your mind out of cement or titanium or thick wood or cement, but if it's mirror, if somebody really is purposely throwing shade at you, to me, on an unconscious level, they're going to see how unattractive that looks. They're going to see themselves throwing it and it bounces back because it's mirror, and they'll get the little sting, and they'll kind of look inside the mirror again, all unconscious, subconsciously, and they're going to see it didn't affect you at all. So they're not even going to get a payoff by it. So I have people practice that. Go to a crowded place, go to a concert, go to a mall, get in an elevator. I do this little snap picture. And again, people who aren't wishing you bad, they often will literally step back and smile. They're not seeing that they see the mirror, but they're smiling because they're not sending you any bad energy. So I like the bubble, but I like it as a mirror. It's just
okay. All right. How do you guys, because I know that more than Patty had mentioned the bubble, so how do you envision yours?
I set out I set out like an intention, like every morning I wake up
Mhm.
and I go to my altar and I give an offering to the three that I follow, and I set out intentions for my day. I say, this is what I'm hoping. I don't want to cross paths with any negativity. Does it work most of the time? But
Yeah.
so I mean, I'm a stay-at-home mom right now, and I have to go to the store all the time, and a lot. I don't know if any of you have been up to Massachusetts, but we're all go 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 go. We don't
Yep.
like to take things slow. So even driving up the street, even trying to pull out of my driveway, it's
Mass
like
holes.
yeah, it's like Grand Central Station. Nobody wants to let you go, and then they just put in a new train station up the street, so we're getting
Yeah.
a lot of randos coming over to our small town here. But it's like everybody's just you you win some, you lose some. I set my intention to make sure I'm clear of any negativity. I don't want it to attach to me, and most of the time it works. But you're gonna come across a lot of angry people around. A lot of people here are old school. They're they see something different and they're like, ugh, oh, get
Mhm.
back to like whatever it was.
Yeah.
So
Okay, cool. So, have you picked up any habits or tips that help you maintain a positive spiritual energy throughout the day?
Mhm.
Every day I find different things or different thing that inspires me. From one, nature, getting out in nature. We have to, even just 5 minutes, go out, look at the sky, look at the clouds, look at night, look at the moon, look at the stars, go out and hang out with under that tree. To me, that's like feeding the soul. You're feeding your spirit. That's the thing that's going to,
Mhm.
for me, both balance me out and put me in a good space.
Okay, cool. All right. Does anyone else have any?
I same as Patty, like out in nature, like my garden. I absolutely love it's overrun by morning glories, which I feel like
Oh,
is a sign, and they're a very beautiful deep purple color, and they speak to me. So I go out in my garden and I'll just sit there and just embrace it all. And it's I go barefoot. I'll take my shoes off before I go in my little garden bed, and it's
okay,
just embrace it. Like
cool.
today
Good.
out in the rain, I was in my garden for about an hour and a half, and it was beautiful. Like I felt complete. I felt like it was a great day, even though it's
Yeah.
crappy out. But
Okay.
I wish
yeah.
I wish I had a garden. I'm in a poopy little apartment and yeah, don't have a garden or anything like that. One day, I guess what I do on a daily basis, like trying to stay positive, like especially because like a lot of crappy things have happened and lately. So it's like whenever something negative tries to come, like a thought, I'm like, okay, stop. Nope. So I actually have a gratitude journal. So every day I write something like that I'm grateful for in my gratitude journal. So that's what I've been doing
Mom.
lately.
Okay. Cool. Thank you guys for that. Let me get back down to where we were. So, the next thing that I want to ask is how stress and like emotional, I want to, how do I word this? Emotional stress, how does that impact your vulnerability to negativity and negative spirits?
Well, it's like
Uh,
noise. It's like
yeah.
noise, energetic noise. That's like
Mhm.
it's your awareness. It's again that place. So it's figuring out how to calm it down.
Yeah. Because I mean, if you're stressed and you're negative, then obviously you can go down that path and go down that downward spiral and let it affect you. Or you can be like, okay, no, that's enough. I'm not gonna let this bother me. I'm not gonna let this affect me. I need to be, in my, my positive mindset and not let everyday crap like like mass holes drive me nuts.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we have that choice. People forget we have the choice. We can't control everything that happened to us. You got T-bone. That's terrible. But you got slowed down. We can't control everything, but we can control how we let it affect us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's the 90%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I thought that someone else was
No,
talking.
yeah.
So, to each of you personally, how important would you say that spiritual grounding is?
Very important. It's, I want to say it's like one of the top like 5 things to do.
Okay. All right. What are your favorite grounding techniques?
For me, nature, number one, always. Again, if you need to hug that tree or get barefoot or whatever on the dirt or ground,
Mhm.
Absolutely, yeah.
breath work, breathing, doing some
Okay.
deep breathing or 4-count breathing can balance me back out or get me
Mhm.
back grounded.
Okay.
Meditation.
All right, good one. Okay. So, I'm kind of switching gears a little bit. What role do you think that dreams play in spiritual warning?
Hmm.
One.
I mean, they can play a, I mean, we have many kinds of dreams. We can't think every dream we have is like this prolific thing or it's a warning, because our brain, everybody dreams whether we remember it or not, and it's literal brain downloads that we have to do. Our little computer in our head has to come up with the monsters and this and that, and it's not a message from the gods, it's not anything else, but some of them they are. And again, I think it's using that intuition of what it is. I like to work with my dreams. I have this technique in my purple book, my old world magic book, called Dream School, where you put a glass of water by the side of your bed, because water is chargeable. Water is with intent. Make it sleep water. Everything that keeps you awake goes in the water. Make it pain water. Your pain goes into the water. But with Dream School, it's like, I want to meet my spirit guides, my guardian angels, or I want to know what outfit to wear, or show me what I need. You can help direct your dreams. I just go a little bit crazy with everybody who thinks every dream they have has to. I think you'd just go crazy if you think that every dream you have has to be this message from the heavens.
Yeah.
No, you just ate bell peppers, you know.
Okay. Yeah, crazy dream last night. There's this church that my best friend attends, and it scares the living crap out of me. I don't know why. It always has. And I had a dream that my Nana got kidnapped there by Sir Mix-a-Lot. So, I mean, sometimes dreams
Okay.
just don't really mean something incredibly important.
That's funny.
No, it wasn't funny. It was scary. I was so scared. It's like I have to get my Nana back. I have to call him. Gosh. So, all right. I just want to go into some like miscellaneous topic questions now for you guys. Have you guys ever witnessed a successful spiritual intervention? So like,
Like an exorcism?
yeah.
I don't know. Think about that one.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know what the spirit that we crossed over at Edinburgh count
Mhm.
is, something like that.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, we did like at Edinburgh. I was using my dowsing rods, and Larry helped cross a spirit over at Edinburgh because I think she was stuck or trapped. So I mean, that was definitely interesting, and that was cool. Like we all could feel it. Like you feel the room, like the energy change in the room. Everybody got goosebumps, and everybody was crying. So that was interesting.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
Yeah.
mean,
that's interesting.
I didn't witness one, but I was actually involved in one.
All
I
right.
This goes back to like poking the bear, and I've told Matthew about this before. There's a new location that opened up in Weymouth, Mass, which is like not far from Boston. It's called the Emery Estate, and the house was owned by the Emerys up until the last one died, I think, in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
And they were very, very religious. Billy Graham used to stay in that house, and they used to
Okay.
practice a bunch of like religious like talks and stuff, whatever. Me being a practicing witch, I went in the house with the intention of, hey, I'm gonna get them to like talk to me. And I walked around saying, hey, there's a witch in your house. How do you feel about that? And they say things come in threes. And this was the last thing that happened. Um, I was I was doing a session with my pendulum, which is the shape of a pentagram. And all of a sudden in my mind, it was like, go upstairs. And I go upstairs, and the room that this experience happened to me, they have the windows that kind of look like the Amityville house windows, that, you know, like the eyes that are looking at you.
Yeah.
And coincidentally, the person who was running the tour, she put red lights in that room. I walk in the room, and I heard a maniacal laugh behind me. So when I went to go ask if somebody was laughing, my pendulum actually lifted and slammed to the ground. And I was
Hmm.
like, oh, and it was very loud, and the house was pretty empty because it was a new house, like a new location.
Yeah.
So then I remember seeing this woman, Christy, doing the Our Father in the middle of the floor. And the next thing I know is I'm being escorted down the stairs out of the third floor. And I asked, I was like, what just happened? And they actually caught it on video, what happened to me. There was two other volunteers across from me, and they said my head tilted backwards, and I started speaking in the man's voice. And
Oh,
they said that it was like, it wasn't me. And the one of the volunteers, his name is Jay, he's 6'3", about like almost 300 pounds, big dude. He said he couldn't hold me down, and another volunteer, Rick, actually caught it on camera. I haven't seen the video. My husband and my best friend have, and they said they don't want me to see it because it's something that should have never happened, but I brought it upon myself.
Mhm.
And I was doused in holy water, and they were praying over me to clear whatever was attaching itself to me or whatever was attacking me. So I mean, I didn't witness it, but I experienced it, and it
interesting.
was clear. But after that, I actually fell pregnant with my daughter, and when she was born, she actually looked like the Emerys, blonde hair, blue eyes, and it was pretty
Mhm.
weird. And I attended a function at the Emery house in December. So right before, this was December 2022, before I had her in February. And when I went to go walk in, she started moving really crazy in my stomach. Like it was very
Hmm.
weird. Like she knew where she was. And there was another woman there. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dining with the Dead. It's a husband and wife. They're based in Connecticut, and the wife is a practicing witch, and she's got all these gifts. And she came out of nowhere, and she said, "Oh, your baby's talking to me. She's been here before." And I'm like, "Oh,
Mhm.
okay." So I felt like seeing that, like, I don't want to say exorcism, but like that, them clearing my energy and getting it all done with. The spirits were, they had to do something to get me away, or try to get me to see a different way of life,
Yeah.
because they gave me new life. I
Yeah,
feel like it gave me new life.
that's amazing. I've done like the crossovers and some major like life-changing things. I've experienced with um I have a friend, and she's what's called a sin eater. I don't know if you've ever heard of.
Oh,
Oh, wow. We were like clearing a house. It's like, what is she doing? Like, it's like it looks like she's possessed. It looks like she is doing, but we felt the energy. And so that wasn't quite a exorcism of a person, but it was of a space and of something in there. So that's the closest I've been to it. And that was pretty wild.
mhm.
Wow. That
Yeah.
sounds cool. I've never heard that term
He takes
before.
it in. It's like, I understand clearing
Yeah.
something, but taking it into me first. I don't, but
Wow. I've
yeah, it was,
never heard of that. That's so
yeah,
crazy.
10 eaters. Yeah.
Okay,
I've
well,
got
I'm
about
gonna
like
research
5
that.
more minutes and then I got to dip.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, well, then I'll go ahead and move on to our bonus rapid fire questions that I am really excited to ask you guys. So these are just a few, like, would you rathers to start off, and then just a couple short questions to kind of finish up the podcast. So the first one is, do you prefer crystals or prayer?
Crystals.
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 Crystals. Okay.
Eh,
Sage or holy water?
Sage.
sage.
We've already kind of covered this one, but spirit guides or guardian angels?
Spirit guides.
Spirit
Yeah.
guides.
Spirit guides, 100%.
Most haunted object you've ever encountered?
Hmm.
Property. My where I used to live, that place was messed up.
Okay. All right.
I'm trying to think. I think it's either Peggy the doll in Zach's museum because she hates me, so she's even at me.
Really?
Yeah, she really hates. I did a seance with her. I'm holding this little hand years and years ago,
God.
and she knows me. You'll go into the museum, and she just curses. So she's personally the most, whether she's the most haunted ever, that how she feels about me.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Mine was the mirror at the Myrtles plantation in Louisiana.
Okay, good one. Good one.
I actually got a really cool picture. My mother was the one that actually was like, look at, there's a spirit going between that man and that child, and you can see it in the mirror. I was like, it gives off an energy like, yeah, this has seen some things. It was pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, creepiest investigation moment.
Did you say craziest or creepiest?
Creepiest.
Investigation moment, did you say?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Mine well, it wasn't an investigation, but we did an investigation, a seance. It's when somebody burst into flames at Marilyn Manson's house.
What?
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, that respect thing, this kid got disrespectful. First things, the French doors were flying open, stuff I've never seen, the most crazy, things flying across the room, speakers coming on, white noise that sounded like a spirit box. But this kid said something stupid, and literally the cameraman facing him burst into flames, like angel wings of fire up his back. He was not standing in front of a fireplace or a candle. It was a 4-camera shoot. 2 cameras caught it on camera. Poor guy's wondering why everybody's screaming and pointing at him. His camera's like, yeah, that was my that was like, this is not okay. We could have all died. He could have certainly died. But it had a happy ending because the scarring on it looked like he got a tattoo of a dragon. I called the dragons to close it down. He actually ended up writing a movie with Stephen Norrington about me. And so happy ending of the scariest, weirdest, creepiest, don't want it to happen again experience.
Wow. How recent was this?
It was several years ago now.
Oh, okay.
They're floating around somewhere, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Wow. All right. So what is one protection item? Patty, I know what yours is, but what's your one protection item that you never leave home without?
Black tourmaline.
Okay.
Yeah, same, black tourmaline. This is, and it's not really protection, but I never leave my house without my very first ever pendulum, which is made out of redwood.
Okay, cool.
I got that when I was 12 years old, and I still have it. So I never leave the house without that, or my tarot cards.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool. And Patty, is yours your sigil?
My sigil, well, yeah, again,
Okay,
if you're going someplace, it's that sigil. Even if you have to draw it right there, draw it on your arm, draw it on anything. That's a powerful symbol. And then along with everything else, yeah.
Sidebar question: how did you find the sigil, and what made it stand out to you?
I've studied my whole life. I study philosophies, religion, science, occult science, everything, because you got to, if you encountering a jinn, how do you deal with a jinn as compared to a whatever. I think it just was taken to me. I was probably in some class somewhere years ago, and I felt it. I felt that energy that's like sacred. It blows it up like an atomic bomb in a good way, the negativity. So it's just drawn.
Okay, cool. So, what's the most understood or most misunderstood paranormal belief in your opinion?
Everything's a demon.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Everything's evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Number one. That's it.
Both all right. And my final question for the night is one location that you would never investigate again.
There isn't one.
Isn't one. No.
The Emery. It would be for me. The Emery estate. I don't.
That makes sense.
Right. Because after, and I did go after I did have my daughter too. And I felt unwelcomed. And when I was heading up to the 3rd floor, I saw a black shadow, and it was just like, okay. So I kind of spent the night in the carriage house that was across from the house. Mm-hmm. That's one location I'll never go back to. Even if they need help, if I'm the only one that can do it, I'm sorry, you're going to have to find somebody else. It's not just because of what happened to me. It is because of what happened to me, but it's like I felt like I disrespected them, and I feel like I need to give them this space until I feel like I'm ready to go back. That in the Masonic temple, so yeah. I don't want to bother with that. That's it. Yeah.
right. Matt, do you have any questions?
Yeah,
Nope,
you've been quiet this whole time,
I
man.
know.
Why are you
I
here?
chimed in a little bit, but I think Courtney, or not Courtney, sorry. I was talking to Courtney earlier, but I think Jada knocked it out of the park. She did awesome.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you guys so much for joining us and for taking the time to answer our questions. And thanks to everyone watching for taking the time out of your day to watch our podcast. So I think that that's all, unless you guys have any final things to say.
Thank you. Just thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thanks.
you're welcome.
Yep, it was
Absolutely.
nice
Thank
talking
you. Yeah.
to you guys.
Of course, and I hope that we can have you guys on pretty soon again. So thank
Yeah,
you
for
guys.
sure.
Yep,
Thank
everyone,
you.
great night.
Everyone has a good rest of their day. Good night.
You as
You
well. Thank
too.
you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.